My girlfriend said she needed a month alone to figure out if we're compatible long-term. I said take all the time you need. Then I moved out of our apartment, took my name off the lease, and got a job offer in another state. 2 weeks later, she called screaming about the eviction notice. We'd been together 3 years, living together for 1. Everything seemed fine until she started talking about needing space to evaluate our relationship. Not breaking up, just pausing. She wanted me to stay in the apartment while she went to stay with friends and think things through. The conversation happened on a Tuesday night. We were eating takeout on the couch when she turned to me with this serious expression. Said she'd been feeling overwhelmed. Said she needed clarity about our future. Said a month apart would help her figure out if this was really what she wanted. I asked if there was someone else. She looked offended. No, nothing like that. Just me needing to be sure before we take the next step. We'd been talking about getting engaged, so I guess I understood the hesitation. Sort of. She had it all planned out. She'd stay with her friend Vanessa across town. We'd have minimal contact. No checking in, no dates, just pure space to think. And I'd stay in the apartment because someone needed to be there, and besides, where would I go? I helped her pack that weekend. Loaded her car with clothes, toiletries, her laptop. She kept saying it wasn't goodbye, just see you later. Kept hugging me like I was being deployed. I drove her to Vanessa's place in my truck because her car was too full. Carried her boxes up 3 flights of stairs. When I got back to the apartment, it felt different, quieter. I sat on the couch for maybe 10 minutes, then pulled out my phone and started making calls. First call was to the landlord. Told him I needed to give my 30-day notice due to a job relocation. He was cool about it. Asked if my girlfriend would be taking over the lease. I said she'd have to apply like anyone else. He reminded me her application was denied last year. Bad credit, previous eviction. That's why only my name was on the lease. She'd been paying me her half in cash every month. Second call was to that recruiter who'd been emailing me for 6 months. Tech company in Denver, better pay, better benefits. I'd always said no because of my girlfriend's job here. He picked up on the second ring, said the position was still open, asked when I could start. I said 3 weeks. The next few days were a blur. I took PTO from work and packed everything I owned. Boxes everywhere. I donated the couch she'd picked out. Sold the kitchen table her mom gave us. Kept only what fit in my truck and a small storage unit. I called the utilities and canceled everything effective end of month. Updated my address with the post office. Closed our joint streaming accounts. It's amazing how quickly you can untangle a life when you're motivated. The day before I left, I sent her a single text. Apartment's yours if you want it. Lease is available. Rent's due on the 1st. Good luck figuring things out. My phone rang 30 seconds later. She was confused, then panicked. What do you mean the lease is available? Where are you going? This wasn't the plan. I told her I'd taken her advice about evaluating compatibility. Spent the month thinking. Decided someone who needs to pause a 3-year relationship to figure out if I'm good enough isn't someone I want to marry. Pretty clear conclusion, actually. She started crying. Said I was supposed to wait. That she just needed time. That this wasn't what she meant by space. I asked what she thought would happen. That I'd just sit in our apartment watching Netflix while she decided if I made the cut? That I'd be available whenever she finished her evaluation? She didn't have an answer for that. Week 2 in Denver, I got a call from our old landlord. He sounded amused. Said my ex had shown up demanding to know why there was a for rent sign out front. Turns out she'd ignored the lease renewal notice he'd mailed. When no one responded, he'd listed the unit. New tenants were moving in next week. He wanted to know if I'd left anything behind that needed collecting. I told him no. Everything worth keeping came with me. Last night, my mom called. Said my ex had shown up at the house looking for me, crying about how I'd ruined everything. How she'd lost the apartment and needed help figuring out what to do. My mom asked where I'd moved. I'd already started my new job in Denver, unpacking boxes in my new place with a mountain view. Mom told her I'd left forwarding instructions. Figure it out.